Hey everybody, sorry it's been a little bit. Get into some of the reasons why there's been such a delay. Last update was from December, so it was cold. It's actually a nice, somewhat spring day. Ignore the dogs barking in the background there. So I'm just going to cover a quick couple updates, and then I'll give a reason why there hasn't been any kind of consistent updates in the last 3 months, basically. So there has been some work done, not a whole lot, so this should be a quick video. So excuse the mess of the garage. Cover why it's so bad here in a minute. So real quick, I did some finish sanding here, pulling off all that EDP coating, getting it down a nice bare metal, getting it prepped. Not quite ready for epoxy primer yet, but getting close. Still got some areas I need to finish. Up in here in the drop-off pan section area, a little bit down here on the frame rails, especially on the bottom. I haven't really laid on the ground all that much. I've also been fixing some things too. So in the wheel tubs, some of it wasn't flushed down to the frame rails, so my brother actually came over and was helping me out a lot. He was playing around with my TIG and MIG welders, and he's a really good welder. He works on heavy construction or heavy machinery all day, so I had him do a lot of that work. But yeah, got some nice work done up here. We've got the second patch fully burned in. He did that for me. My brother's used to welding on really big structural metal, not really sheet metal, so there's a couple spots where there's a little bit of warpage, but as he puts it, if we're going to try for perfection on an area that's never going to be seen, we'll never get done. But it's all nice and welded. It's 90% metal finished. The front side's off metal finish there. Still a little bit more I can clean up there. I'll go on the inside of the car real quick and show you what it looks like from there. Really have not yet metal finished or even sanded down the weld prouds, and it's going to be a little dark here. I don't have the lights plugged in, so hopefully the camera can pick it up. But you can see here the rear section's fully welded in. I need to go back and make it look somewhat prettier. I'll show you on the bottom there. It looks real good. Okay. I'll come back out here into the light. So yeah, some progress, not a whole lot, especially for 2 or 3 months worth of absence, but it's getting there. So I've already started ordering some supplies, which will start showing up here in the next couple of weeks, so that I can get the painting this year in the next 2 to 3 months probably. I still got a lot of work needed to do. I still want to close up the area where the charcoal canister was, fill in some of these excess holes that don't need to be there. I still have to do some treatment like I did on this tub onto the bottom one below, and of course I still got to finish sanding some of this. I got to get that rear seat pan there as well. Some areas here, this is all dirty, excess crap, where I just got to sand it down. But trying to fill up all the little holes. You can see that went over a lot of the previous welding marks and filled up the little gaps. Still gotta finish sanding some of it, but it's getting there slowly but surely. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 months, a little more sanding, welding, grinding, it'll be ready for epoxy primer, and then undercoating, and then I can start working on putting the, I don't think I've ever shown you this, but the rear suspension and front suspension back in the car. That's been sitting out here all winter, starting to rust out, but I needed to repaint it, strip it down real good anyway, so we'll get to that as those updates come in. So not trying to make a big deal out of this. The reason for the absence, not a lot of people know. I've been a pretty private person, but I kept it pretty private. Was diagnosed with cancer in January, first week of January. Had a 9-centimeter tumor removed, and then as soon as I was healed up from that, I was able to go straight into chemo, and that's kind of why I'm talking so tiredly and shuffling around, is because I'm still kind of weak from going through all the chemo, and I still got another week left to go on that. But this is second weekend of chemo, and I'm feeling pretty good now. First week wasn't so good. It's not a fun process. So yeah, I had cancer, and for those of you that know me and know I'm a smoker, it wasn't lung cancer, I can tell you that. So it had nothing to do with the smoking, but I still need to work on quitting. But yeah, tumor was removed, started into chemo as soon as the surgery was healed up. In between that, I had a few weekends where my brother just came over and he's willing to help me out, so huge thanks to my brother David. I wouldn't have gotten anything done on here if he hadn't come over and did it 90% of the work for me. So that's where I'm at. So after next week, the treatments will be done. I'll just have to gain my strength back, because man, it takes a crap load out of you. But once my strength is back, it is going to be full bore on this. I need to get this car back on its four wheels as soon as possible, just because summer's around the corner. Got to do yard work, house stuff. My wife and I are talking about selling the house again, so got to be able to move the car if that's the case. And I'm just tired of looking at it on this jig. So that's about it. That's my update. Short, sweet, to the point. Talk to you later.